Hello, how you doing?
Hello, is this Dazzle?
Yeah, it's Dazzle.
Yes, how you doing? I want to know if I can book a reading or if you're available for a reading.
Yes, always. What's on your mind?
Okay, so I think my baby father's sleeping with the girl next door.
What?
And yes, because she always looking at me funny. She never really speak. But every time I'm with him, it's like she speak and be giggly, like doing this like a side eye thing. I think it's like a woman's intuition thing. He say I'm tripping, but I know I'm not. He don't do nothing for me, nothing for my kids. And the other day I found like a Gucci receipt in his armrest. And just coincidentally, she had like some
Alright, we're
Gucci
gonna
shoes.
figure. Hello, everybody. Hello. It's your girl Dazzle, and I am back for another tarot reading. This is going to be my first tarot reading of the night. Okay, it is Thursday, and what day is it? November the 13th. It is now 10:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am up because I took me a nap before I started. And I realized that I got to take a nap first before I start these readings, right? So, look, please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of when I upload and when I go live. And if you would like to book a private reading, all you have to do is go into the description box. Everything is down there. Okay, so today we're going to start off with Chrisean Rock, okay, and her 20-year-old boyfriend, 33K, who is a blood, okay. So this piqued my interest because I was watching Sheba's Darling, right? Queen Sheba Darling. And I was watching her live, and I do like her interesting takes on things. And what she likes to do is that, because she likes to debate and things like that. So she likes to do things on both angles, on both sides. So one day, what I did notice is that one day she'll probably do one on one side, on one angle, and then the next video it can be on the same topic, well, the same person, but she's coming at it from a different angle, right? And that's cool. I don't mind that. I feel like that's an intellectual right there that can see things from both sides, right? So this particular live, she was saying that Chrisean might be in danger. Like the industry is out to get her, basically, in a nutshell. And, the industry is evil. The industry is not what it seems. It's not all glitz and glam. They take blood oaths, sacrifice. And, as far as we know, hell, they're going to sacrifice Chrisean Rock on the silver platter to the Baphomet. And how do we know all this is Chrisean's fault anyway? You know what I'm saying? And Blueface tried to put her life in danger because he basically, on one recording, he was like, is you a blood or are you a Crip? Basically. And he made her announce what she was, and she said she was a blood. So here's what her now 20-year-old boyfriend got to say. And then I'm going to come back and tell you how I kind of feel about that and what I said on Queen Sheba Darling's live. So come on, we're going to listen to it real quick. I'm going to tell you how I kind of feel about that, and what I said on Queen Sheba Darling live. And then we're going to get into the tarot reading. Okay. So let me go ahead on and let y'all listen to this. All right. Oh, let me put it on. And I just had it. I hate it when I just have something. All right, so let me see. Here we go.
Do you actually trust Chrisean?
She's smooth. I know she gonna keep us all in her. She ain't never gave me no Mickey feeling or deep in the feeling to make you think some shit like that. And we know the truth, Like, there's no who to play with. There's no who not to play with. You feel me?
Most definitely. Now, Blueface, he fresh out of jail. He asked Chrisean, he like, is she a blue nose or is she a red nose? In other words, is she a Crip or a blood? Now, her answer, she said she a Crip. How you feel about that?
That's weird behavior. Why would you even pitch your baby mama in a situation like that for her to pick bloods and Crips and she don't game that? She don't know shit about it. You feel me? And that's how people become victims in the street. You feel me?
Most definitely.
Bro, but he's just weird for you to put her in a situation like that. and she don't know LA game banging. You feel me? Bro.
Now, did she ask you before she linked up with Blueface? Or did she just pop out with you?
She called me like, hey, daddy, you want me to take my son to my baby daddy? I'm like, yeah, because I'm a baby father. I wouldn't want my baby mom to keep my kids from me, feel me? So I'm like, of course, go take her. I ain't no president about none of that shit. At the end of the day, that's our baby daddy. 20 years from now, 30 years from now, that's still gonna be our baby daddy.
Do you feel like she had set you up or get it dropped? Because you feel me? Blueface, he stated up in the little DDG live, he like, is you gonna get it dropped? So how you feel about that?
I don't feel no way, because guess what? How many hours a day after that? It's still touched. I'm still at my park, dead hungry, untouched, but still but be untouched. I ain't nothing never happened to me. And shit don't happen to me just because I met this girl. You feel me? A lot of niggas think what they, but I don't.
For sure. Now, good trophy Bino. He basically like, man, Chrisean don't be taking care of her kid like that. He be drinking milk all day. Do you want to elaborate on that statement? Because you do be around her. You feel me? You close to her. Is that statement true or is that statement false?
Would an be mad he had left him? I mean, you just got to be for real. And then he just like, his shit went down. Like views, followers, all his shit went down. So he got to have a topic for people to tune in, and that's his topic. But anyway, I'm not gonna talk about no kid in any situation. Don't bring no kids in it because you don't got shit to do with you and her relationship. You feel me? So you just wrong for even doing that. But nah, that's cap though. You feel me? He wasn't telling her that while he was with her. So don't say it now. Y'all not together. Yeah, you need some call.
Yeah. So look, they think y'all broke up.
Goofy shit, oh guys.
They think y'all broke up.
You gotta let the internet do what the internet do. You feel me? And bro, we ain't really got shit to say about it. Me personally, I'm not responding to it.
Yeah. Did you hear that shit on the line? He was dissing everybody. How you feel about that, though?
That's the shit I was talking about. You feel me?
Okay.
You see how that shit backfired on him? Somebody's supposed to come to the set and get violated. Man, go handle that shit. Should have never hopped on the net, though.
All right, so look. We didn't already? Okay. So, you heard what he said, right? And based on what he said, I have a few opinions about it. First thing first, Chrisean Rock has been claiming both Crips and Bloods. She has. When she was with Blue, she was saying that she a Crip and this, that, and the third, right? And she was wearing all blue, and it's everything blue and blue and blue. And she would threaten people, saying she'd get them people, the Crips, to get at people, right? And then when Blue was locked up and she was messing with Hood Trophy Bino, then she's a Blood. And it's all blood, all that good stuff, okay? And also with this young man that she's messing with, he is a Blood, right? So she's still claiming blood. And then when she went back to her baby daddy, Blueface, oh, I'm Crip. So now she's a Crip. So he has a problem with it because he feels like you shouldn't put your baby mama in that situation. But the truth is, she put herself in that situation. Why? Because what female that is not affiliated with any of that will sit there and basically claim any of it? I have been living in the hood all my life. All my life I had to fight, okay? In D.C. And D.C. is a little different because we wasn't doing no Crips and Bloods. We was doing hoods. I was from Trinidad Avenue, born and raised on Trinidad Avenue. Now, don't get me wrong. The girlies from different, neighborhoods was talking to dudes from different neighborhoods, but never did they hood hop, okay? Dudes were actually dying, okay, based on their hoods. So a lot of females who had sense, who was not a part of that, but didn't have sense enough to not deal with a hood nigga, whatever. They wasn't trying to rep that man's hood. They let that man do whatever he was gonna do, and they was just his girl. You know what I'm saying? But you never seen them in the go-go's and things like that, posted up with his whole hood, throwing up 21st, throwing up East Street, or whatever like that. You never seen that, right? So she put herself in that situation, whatever situation it's gonna be, right? And in California, when it comes to their gang culture, they take it very seriously. It's generational, okay? People died. People are beefing hard. People are dead serious about their set. You know what I'm saying? They kill you over that. They're not playing, right? So it's nothing to play with. If you're not in a set, don't rep a set. Period. Right? If you're not in it. And as a female, you are a female with a baby. Why are you repping sex that you don't belong to? And if you do that in real life, and this is all internet bullshit, right? Because in real life, they're not letting people just do that and walk around and rep sets that they're not with. No, they're gonna check you. They're gonna check your temperature. They're gonna approach you. They are. And the fact that her fans don't think about that is weird. Because I'm pretty sure some of her fans that live in LA, they would never do that if they're not in that set. If they're not a part of that gang culture, if they're not affiliated at all, they're not going to talk to, they're not putting themselves in that situation, even if they talk to people who are or are not. You see what, you know what I'm saying? So I don't get that. That's for one. For two, I also, just adding to that, I also feel like, he wouldn't have been able to come at her like that if she was not gang copping. I mean, it would be irrelevant to even talk about because it would have been something that's not a part of the situation. So she put herself in that situation. That's for one. For two, when you're like, oh, that's dangerous, it could be. Two things can be true. It can be what he was doing. Yeah, it could be because now she's with a blood and she's walking around in red, acting like she's a blood. But the whole time he on the phone with her and she's saying that she's a Crip. That could be dangerous, walking around with a blood gang member. It really can. But again, bitch, why are you gang hopping? Why are you claiming shit that you're not affiliated in? You didn't get jumped in. You didn't get bled in. You didn't get sexed in, whatever. You didn't get none of that, right? So what's the point in blaming him and saying that he's putting her in danger when her herself is putting herself in danger? It makes no sense to me, right? Then when they asked, did he have a problem with her going over there and seeing her baby daddy? And he was like, I don't have no problem with it. But however, here's the thing. It's one thing to co-parent and let your child see their father. That's one thing. But it's another thing to kick it with him, to fuck him, to kiss on his back, to be half naked around that man, to start claiming Crip when he asks you about it, to start being on his nuts all of a sudden. That's a whole nother thing. You disrespect your man when you do that. I don't care if your man is 20 or 100 years old. You don't go to your baby daddy house and start doing the most and say it's all about your kid. It was not all about your kid. She didn't come over there just so Junior can see his daddy. No, she came over there because she was trying to get that old thing back, rekindle. That's what she was doing. That's what they were doing for a hot second. Right? So he doesn't sound right saying that. And technically, if I was a real blood, you know what I'm saying, or Crip or gang affiliated, I wouldn't even entertain whatever Chrisean has going on. Right? Because what it sounds like to me is that it's like she slowly, because she wants to play this game with Blue, she's slowly bringing in, what is his name, 33K, this young 20-year-old to beef with her baby daddy, right? And that's what she's doing inadvertently or intentionally or unintentionally. That's what she's really doing, right? No. If I was really gang affiliated and she's not, I would not pay attention to none of that. I would not do none of that with her. I wouldn't even have that interview with her, right? I wouldn't even pay Blue no attention, period. So it doesn't make sense to me. And Hubino, yeah, he is wrong for talking about her after the fact. Because the fact is, you were there. You had that baby in that room too with all these other people, and this baby flopping on the couch, and the whole room is decked out full of weed, and y'all drinking inhaling laughing gas and doing all types of debauchery shit. So, no, you wrong too. You are. I'm glad he said something after the fact, but I mean, I wish he would have said it before the fact. I wish he would have been man enough and been like, "Shorty, what you doing? You're not being a good mom." You know what I'm saying? Cut that shit off real quick, but you didn't because you were clout chasing. No, you like the clout, so I get that part. But anyway, on Queen Sheba's Darling's channel, when I was actually talking, that's what I was basically talking about. But she wanted to come at it from a different point of view, from a pro-Chrisean point of view. And, she was like, she hit this thing where she was like, well, I'm going to just ask you one question, right? When you with your man or whatever, how is he, like, pretty much, how is he supposed to make you feel? And I was like, yeah, he's supposed to make me feel safe. And she was like, what you say? I said, safe, secure. She was like, all right, bingo, and then tried to leave it there. And I said, but at the same time, and she tried to cut me off. But I'm like, nah, because you're trying to make a point. But however, you're still not getting the fact that she made herself unsafe. That is the point, right? That's the point. You can't be out here saying the shit that you're saying, and then all of a sudden you don't feel safe. Bitch, what did you imagine? What did you imagine shit would be? Yeah, you're telling people you're gonna get Crips to beat their ass and shit. You making it seem like you affiliated deep down. You stomping the pavement with these niggas. Yes. People gonna check your temperature. Yes. People gonna ask you who you rapping. Are you a blue nose or a red nose? Yes, people gonna do that. That's because you put yourself in that situation. You put yourself out there like that. So, in a nutshell, on Queen Sheba's Darling's panel, by the end of it, I said, well, she causes her own storms. She's causing her own issues. She's the common denominator for all the problems that she got going on. Yes, she is. So, based on that, let's do this reading, right? And the first thing I want to know, and then I'm going to ask about her and this 20-year-old's relationship, which is, I feel like, is cap. But I don't know. It could be serious. Who knows? But he wants to act like he's serious, and he talks like a YN, right? When you listen to drill rappers talking, all that stuff, they talk just like him, period, right? So, yeah, let's talk about it. Was Blueface trying to put her in danger when he asked her, was she a red nose or a blue nose? Was he intentionally trying to put her in danger that would cause her life to end, for someone to unalive her? Was he really trying to do that to Chrisean Rock? Let's ask that question. Then we're going to go on to the industry, too, because I want to ask about that. 1, 2, 3. The Hierophant. The Goddess of Swords in the reverse. And the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. The Daughter of Cups is in the back, and with the Spirit and the Hermit. Okay, so the Hierophant, I'm asking if he was trying to put her in danger, and it's upright. Upright, the Hierophant talks about, what is that? Usually, this is the physical embodiment of a religious organization, basically, I forgot the word, but basically morality, things like that. It's upright, traditions, things like that, of that nature. This person is usually a priest, and right here is a priestess, and she has 2 acolytes, right? And they're listening to her, and she's teaching them. She's basically, giving them the information, right? But this is conforming to tradition, right? So what Blueface was really doing is basically making her conform. Because if it was in the reverse, this is being rebellious, going against tradition, right? And in that situation, you're either blue or you're red, right? Either you're a Crip or you're a blood, correct? But with Chrisean, she seems to be wanting to be both, which means that she's trying to break tradition, act rebellious, do things outside the norm. But in traditional senses, when it comes to this gang stuff, it's either you're one or two things. Either you are a Crip or you are a blood. And basically, we're going to treat you as that way. There's no being in between. So there's that. Because at some point, you're going to have to pick a side and stay there. Okay? That's what that is. Pick a side and stay there. You have the Goddess of Swords in the reverse. That means that's the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords upright has clear conscience, tells the truth, stands on business, has wisdom. Okay? Can tell you a thing or two about a thing or two. Been through shit. No right from wrong. In the reverse, this Queen of Swords is manipulative. She lies. Okay? Very ruthless out the mouth. Okay? Illogical at times. Argumentative. Okay? Immature. So, it can be easily triggered. So, he comes at her with this, what are you? And she comes back at him with this. He's telling her to conform, but she doesn't want to see it that way, because a mature mind that knows about gang activity will tell you that it is dangerous to flip-flop. And even her boyfriend, 33K, knows that it's dangerous to flip-flop. And that's why he tried to flip it on him and say it's his fault. But it really is not his fault, because that's all her doing. She's saying this out of her mouth. Okay? She's causing her own storm, right? She's the one that's causing confusion with her manipulative communication, right? And what he's telling her is that you have to conform. What sect are you in? And with her manipulative communication, she told him Crip. And then went back to a blood and say blood. You know what I'm saying? So it's manipulative communication and living in falsehoods. That's the problem. Living in confusion and falsehoods, delusional. All right? And out of anything, what Blueface was actually doing was making her live in reality. Okay? Then you have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. All right? Also, what he was trying to do with that is bring her out the doghouse. You know, the Five of Pentacles upright is people feeling left out in the cold. People feeling without. You see this girl, the gates are closed, and she's out there in the snow. She can't get in the gates, okay? She can't get in, right? And he wanted to basically open the doors, let her from out the cold. And in order to do so, you got to conform. You got to pick a side. That's what he told her, pick a side, right? She didn't like that. All right? And what Spirit is saying in this situation, you have to use wisdom. The Hermit card is talking about going within, higher learning, okay? Going within oneself, speaking to your higher self, higher learning. All right? So you need to know more about what you're doing before you do it, right? You need to understand what it means to be saying these things before you say them. All right? So this is something that Chrisean needs to do, which means that this is all Chrisean's doing, because she doesn't know what it really means for this gang stuff. She don't know. She wasn't born and raised in LA living through gang cultures. You know, people granddaddies was a blood. Then they daddy was a blood. Then they uncle was a blood. And then now they a blood. It's generational bloods. People, uncle, sister, cousin, they got shot down in their front yard off of gang stuff, and they watched it when they were 3. If you ain't been through that, please do not talk about it, and please do not be affiliated with it. That's the higher judgment of it, right? So that's what I would say, right? And that's what these cards are saying. This is what Spirit is saying, and that's what it's telling Chrisean. Okay, so then in the back, this talks about being young, though. Being young, optimistic, a little naive. That's what Chrisean is. All right, with that Page of Cups. All right. But the good news is no one's taking her seriously. Also with the Page of Cups, this is good news coming in, right? No one takes Chrisean seriously about being in the game. Real gang members don't take Chrisean seriously. Okay, they know it's for clout. All right, so that's the good news. But the real situation is Chrisean needs to stop doing that, because in real life, regular people can't go around and do that with gangs. Okay, they mess around, get messed over real bad. All right, and don't try that at home, y'all. Kids, don't go in your local hoods repping sets that you ain't from. Okay, please don't do that because it can get dangerous. All right. Anywho, let's ask about Hollywood and the elites, and are they trying to sacrifice Chrisean Rock? And you know, I'm not gonna lie, Queen Sheba Darling presentation was convincing, and it reminded me of basically a lot of conspiracy theory channels that are very convincing. I had a lot of content creators who were conspiracy theorists, and they basically broke down, you know, symbolisms and music videos and things like that, and it's convincing. But then I'm gonna ask this: if Chrisean is such this, because I don't think she's naive. Like, I'll give you a good example with Lemon Pepper Stepper, right, from Zeus. If he was so evil, why would you want to deal with him, right? Because you knew he was evil. You knew it. You knew what bad he stood for. You knew when you go in there, you got to fight. You knew that. And then after the fact, you leave, but you press to take money from a demon. If he's a demon and you're fighting principalities, why do you want any gold from them? All money ain't good money, right? Doesn't make sense. So, is the industry truly trying to kill Chrisean Rock? Are they trying to put her life in danger, kill her, and be mean to her? Just be just kill her. Give me the energy. 1, 2, 3. The 4 of Cups is in the reverse. Got the 7 of Wands. Nova, the universe, is in the reverse. Okay, the 8 of Swords is in the reverse in the back. And what is Spirit saying? The Daughter of Wands is in the reverse. Okay, so I will tell you this. The industry basically is over Chrisean. All right. The industry is over Chrisean, and now I feel like they took the opportunity. And see, here's what I'm saying. Like, the 4 of Cups is usually boredom, being over it. It's in the past position a little bit, like, because it's the first card in this reverse. So I'm going to just say no. But they're taking the opportunity, right? Because also with the 4 of Cups in the reverse, you're taking that cup that's being offered that usually you're not paying attention to. They're taking this cup, this emotional offer, right? So they're starting to listen, right, to the general public about Chrisean, okay, and to other people about Chrisean, right? And they're not trying to kill her, but they're listening to, with the Seven of Wands, they're listening to these wands going against her, right? And to me, it's more so like when you're problematic and people like it at first, and then it's starting to turn against you. So that's what that is. The problematic behavior that Chrisean does is starting to turn against her. And it's rubbing people in the industry the wrong way, too. Okay? I could imagine that certain people who want to deal with her don't want to deal with her no more. Right? Or have had bad experiences with her. The universe is in the reverse, right? Now, usually, in my normal tarot deck, the universe right here, it's a beautiful card. It's not in the normal standard tarot, right? And I can only guess what it means, and I'm thinking I know what it means. I think like it's like a world card or a judgment card in the reverse, but I'm going to look at it, right? Let me see the universe. Okay. Oh, so it is the world card, right? Because the universe is the last card in this major arcana, right? So for me, I would do it as a world card in the reverse and tell you the reason why. Because the world card in the reverse to me is that it's like, because the world card itself is usually talking about completion of a cycle. In the reverse, it's not being able to complete a cycle. And a lot of times it's because you're doing what you're always doing, right? You need to try a different approach to get a different result, right? So for me, if I'm reading it as the world card in the reverse, it means that, and it's not really the industry's fault, because she has no progression. She's not progressing. She's on the same wavelength, doing the same dumb shit, acting the same way, and it's starting not to be cute no more, right? So the things that she could be getting, she's not getting because she's not elevating. That's what it is. She's not elevating to the potential that she needs to have the opportunities that she can get, right? She doesn't want to elevate, or she doesn't know how to elevate. That's what it is, right? If I'm reading it like it's the world card, but this is the universe card in the reverse. So the universe card upright is at the precise moment in which action, emotion, thought, and materialization harmonize. The agility of this masterful creation began. Poised with a focus on creation and control, this regal goddess fused the nucleus of her own evolution. Her unwavering aura of resilience has triggered divine universe to aid her with both divinely blessed encounters and elevating revelations and manifestations. For at this moment, Goddess Nova of the universe is divinely destined to be both the master and masterpiece of this carefully crafted cosmic event, moving in dominant control and flowing with the composite particles destined to her service. Nova is all, and all is she. Nova is you. Be Nova. That's a mouthful, right? But in the reverse, Nova, the universe illuminates that you may not be giving your goals your all. We must truly be honest with ourselves about the amount of effort we put into our creations. Could you see how the universe possibly hasn't helped you yet because you haven't helped yourself? This creation must begin with you. Give it all you got. The universe is waiting to assist. Basically, what the fuck I said in a nutshell. She needs to find a way to close the cycles that she has so she can elevate. That's what I'm saying. And the universe, I said the universe. The universe, Nova, the universe card basically is giving that. Spirit is talking about the Daughter of Wands in the reverse. Upright, the Daughter of Wands has all this great potential, Okay, Wands itself is action, creativity, passion, enterprise, relationships, partnerships. You know what I'm saying? Business deals, all types of stuff like that. Creative pursuits, things of that nature. And it's in a reverse for Chrisean. So what Chrisean is doing is she can't. This is like this immature potential, right? This immature energy with all this potential, but it's in the reverse. So first of all, it's problematic. It acts out. It doesn't know where to put the energy at. It's scattered, and there's a ceiling to her creative potential because she doesn't know where to put it at, and she doesn't know how to be focused with it, and she's doing things to rub people the wrong way. Okay, so she is actually just stopping herself. So I wouldn't say it's the industry trying to kill her. To be honest with you, the industry is just starting to see what these other people have been saying about her, because that's how she's been acting this whole time. She's not elevating, right? They don't see any growth. And the reason why I'm saying they starting to realize who she is, because look at this Eight of Swords in the reverse. This is usually people who are blinded, who don't see the bigger picture. In the reverse, they're totally free. The mask is off and they see clearly, right? They see the bigger picture. They see beyond them, right? So the bigger picture, the whole picture of Chrisean is that she's not elevating. She's not willing to do what she needs to do to really get it popping, okay? And it's a shame because she could, right? So last but not least, let's ask about 33K Chrisean Rock. What is 33K's true intentions towards Chrisean Rock? Is he there to really be with her? What is he there for? What is his intentions? We're going to use what's the T Tarot Oracle deck. What is the I said Tarot Oracle. What's the T Oracle cards? 1, 2, 3. What's the T on 33K and his feelings towards Chrisean Rock? Moves in silence. So this is secretive. He don't really want to tell everybody, right? So he's not telling people his true, what he really doing with her, right? What is his true intentions towards Chrisean Rock? Oh, hold on. This is that too. Just wanted to come out broke and is in the reverse, broke ass. He ain't got no money either, so he trying to get some money in his pocket. He's trying to make money with Chrisean. That's what it is, right? He's trying to get put on. And he's young. He's 20. He's trying to get put on, right? He's thinking he can get put on and get this money with Chrisean. What is his true intentions towards Chrisean? 1, 2, 3. Child services. Kids at risk of being taken or is about to. Reporting something that neglect, abuse. Girl, he talking about Bino. He talking about Hood Trophy Bino. And them breaking up and he talking about her kid. He ain't no better because he might sit there and really call CPS on her on the low to be spiteful. He ain't no better. He moving in silence and stuff. Yeah, he want to act like he this real nigga and shit. He this real young nigga who here to be real with her. But in fact, he trying to get this money because he broke shit too. And whole time if shit don't work out, he gonna talk shit about that baby. That's what that is. And the matter of fact, let me be more technical. He may not even say shit openly about the baby, but him and his folks gonna call CPS on that girl. So that's what it's giving. Legal issues, something about legal issues, so something about court, right? So let's see. What is his true intentions towards Chrisean Rock? That came out. Crying over you. Somebody's crying over him too, or maybe she's crying over. Maybe she's been crying over somebody, sad, hurt, upset, etc. Right? So maybe Chrisean is playing the damsel to him. 1, 2, 3. What is his true intentions towards Chrisean Rock? Talking shit is in the reverse. So crying over you, sad, hurt, upset, and talking shit. So is he supposed to be getting a bag to go back and forth with Blue? And that's supposed to be his character? Is that supposed to be one of the characters that's being unlocked to make this whole thing look like some big gang war over a female, over this crying damsel in distress, and girl, I will save you? Is that supposed to be the storyline? What is his true intentions towards Chrisean Ross? 1, 2, 3. Love on the brain is in the reverse. Is he trying to get her? Oh, is he like a rebound too? He might be a rebound from Blueface for the moment as well, right? Because this is past tense of love being on the brain. Daydreaming, fantasizing, dreaming, nostalgia. She got all of the nostalgia with Blueface. So is it him just being a rebound dude, but him also being somebody who trying to get this money, trying to clout chasing away, be an unlocked character, also talking shit, try to be the knight in shining armor, things like that against Blueface. But whole time, as soon as she betrays him, he's gonna do the same thing he says Hood Trophy Bino is wrong for. And don't get me wrong, if he don't come online and do it, he's going behind the scenes call CPS on Chrisean, right? That's what he's going to do. So, So I don't even need to reject it if he feels rejected. Damn. Yeah. So I don't even need to ask questions about the Chrisean thing. So how does he really feel about? Give me this. What is this? What's the tea on how he feels about Chrisean repping different blood gangs? I mean, gangs and stuff. How does he really feel about that? 1, 2, 3. Impersonator. Wants to be like you. Wants to be you. Acts like you. Dresses like you. Look like you. Copies you. Basically, he feels like Chrisean is an impersonator and she ain't who she say she is. She playing. She ain't serious about nothing. She ain't really that girl. She ain't really affiliated with nothing. She playing. So that's your girl though, but you know that she is an impersonator. Says a lot. But look, I done spent enough time or whatever. But check out Queen Sheba Darling. Her YouTube channel. Follow her. I like her. I listen to her stuff. And subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be uploaded. I'm not saying uploaded, updated, or when I upload and go live. And if you would like to book a private reading, everything is in the description box. I love y'all for real. And I'm going to take a 5-minute break and get into the next reading. Peace. Love y'all. Okay, well, how am I going to get? Okay, peace, y'all. I thought I had already cut this off. Oh, Lord.